In this video, I'm here to share with you my first impression and thoughts on the Sugarpill Fun Size Mini Colour Palette, as well as some swatches and this look right here. So if you want to see all that and more, then keep on watching. I'm going to do some swatches of this palette on my arm, and then I'll also give you some details. So you can get this palette from a couple of different sites. I bought this directly from Sugarpill and it retails for $28 from Sugarpill. I ended up with a total bill. It was $28 from the Sugarpill website. They do have like a free code when you sign up straight away, and I think it's a 20% off coupon code. So I used that, and I also, actually maybe it's 15%. Must be 15%. So I used that. I signed up for their whatever and got the instant discount code. So I got a $4.20 discount, so that brought this palette down to $23.80 US dollars. Does that make sense? $12 US shipping, so my total bill was $35.80 US dollars, and that converted to $54.79 Australian cents. I hope that all made sense. So this palette right here, for a 9-pan eyeshadow palette, retailed for $54.79 for me. I have a beef to share with you about this palette. I shared it briefly in my haul from this palette. So I purchased this palette from the Sugarpill website. I think it may have been either like the day of release or the day after it released. It was very close to the release date because I've always wanted to try Sugarpill, but their pro palettes, their large pans, are so expensive. So I thought this is a great little way to try the Sugarpill formula, see if I like it, and see if I would consider investing in like the larger pans and like making a pro palette with all their colourful shades. This one cost me $54. It took longer for this palette to get to me from this Sugarpill website than it did for the people that ordered from Glam Radar, which is an Australian website, to get theirs in the mail. Now, Sugarpill didn't really have any information anywhere about when they were going to be passing this on to their like restockers, resellers. They didn't have any information about that. They didn't have any information about if they were even going to supply it to any of their stockers. So I thought, what the hell, I'm going to order it straight away from Sugarpill. My second beef with this palette is it ended up only being 43 Australian dollars on the Glam Radar website. So I paid an extra $11-ish, almost $12 more for this palette buying it from the Sugarpill website than I would have if I waited, and if I knew that I could have got it from Glam Radar, and I would have got it much quicker that way as well. I think the people that ordered like in the first release that Glam Radar stocked got it almost a week and a half before I got mine. So I'm a little bit mad about that, and the fact that it wasn't shared when they were going to release it with their stockist and different information like that, because expecting people to pay $12 shipping worldwide. Yes, it's not the most expensive shipping I've ever paid from a US website, but I think if you are planning on stocking it at your international stockers, I think you should notify people of that fact. Anyway, moving on into the palette. So this is a 9-pan eyeshadow palette, and they are 0.08 grams each for each size of the palette. These are, I believe, like unique colors to this palette. I think they are a fresh like color story. You can't get these in singles. I will also say I really like the packaging of this palette. I love the size of it. It is like a really nice compact size. Like, you're never going to go through these colors. They are like, they're quite small compared to their full size eyeshadows, but like you're never going to go through these. And it has a heart-shaped mirror. I mean, it's, let me pull the sticker off first before I tell you about the quality of the palette. It's a very clear mirror, so I think, I mean, the love heart shape makes it a little bit awkward to really focus on your face, but you can get a decent amount of your face like seen clearly in the mirror. I think you could definitely do your eyeshadow using this mirror. It's a very clear mirror, very nice. The packaging is really nice. I love the whole design of the Fun Size palette. It's like gaming related. It's like a pixelated little cat on here, and all the names in the eyeshadow palette are gaming related. This is also an all matte palette, in case you're wondering as well. Let's jump on in to the swatches now that I've had my rant and explained about the palette. So firstly we have Cheat Code, then we have 8-Bit and Player One. I'm just going to go over them again and see if they can build up, because it was a little bit disappointing, to be honest. So back in to Cheat Code. Okay, so they do appear to build alright. 8-Bit and Player One. These colours feel quite stiff and firm in the pan, like they're not super buttery soft. Next we have Twitch, Level Up and Rage Quit. Okay, Rage Quit is very nice. Twitch, not so much. I don't know how they managed to get the name Twitch, because I would have thought that that would be, I don't know, copyrighted because of the app Twitch, but maybe in makeup that it was fine. I don't know. Then we have Continue. Oh gosh. High Score. Oh my gosh. And Game Over. Okay. That one's alright. Just gonna go back over High Score. It almost feels like some of these already have hard pan. It's very strange. I'm just gonna try and show you close up of the palette. Whether you can see it or not is gonna be the other question. I don't know whether you can see that orange in the middle there and the mustardy green. It almost looks like it's already got hard pan. And it definitely feels under the finger that it's already got hard pan. Like, I'm rubbing it quite a lot. Very strange. I'm gonna have to get like a pair of tweezers or something and scratch that layer off and see if it works then. Okay, the mustard one seems to have improved with the like scraping the kind of top of it a little bit, just to get rid of that like hard pan layer, but the orange is not at all. Like, if anything, it's getting worse. So I would definitely recommend probably not touching these with your fingers, and also avoid like a wet brush, because it seems like just a bit of moisture like on my fingers it's giving them hard pan. It's very weird. So that's all of the 9 colours there. So now for this look, I kind of have no idea what I'm going to do after those swatches, because I'm a little bit lost for words. I'm going to use a concealer for my eyeshadow base today. So I'm just going in with my Shape Tape with a little dab on each eye. That's probably way too much. Alright. So we may as well just get the painful bit over and done with. Just going to go in with a really dense brush and hope that this helps pick up the shadows really well. Okay, so starting off with the most troublesome shade, High Score, and I'm really stamping this into, okay, and I'm just running this into the start of my crease here, and I'm stamping it in. I don't know what the other shades are going to be like, but for this orange one, like, I'm scratching the pan quite a lot to get even just this. So this is the colour High Score, this is the orange colour, this one here, and this is the one that got the most hard pan. Now that I've used my brush, god damn it, now that I've used my brush in it, it doesn't seem to be sealing back over as much. So as I said, I would probably avoid sticking your fingers in this palette, unfortunately, which is not something you should have to say, but if you want to keep the palette in a good working condition, avoid wetting it. Okay, next I'm going to go in with Twitch. Let me put it up the right way. Twitch, same brush. So I'm using a Suva Beauty 530 brush, and then just continuing on in my crease. I'm probably just going to focus this kind of like the center of my crease. Probably about the width of my brush. So I still have two more colours I want to use. I am blending these together a little bit just to see how they turn out. What the hell? Then in with Cheat Code. I actually think this is a really nice colour. Twitch is alright, like I really like the colour, but I just think it needs a little bit more intensity, whereas this one's really nice. And then lastly, I'm going to go into 8-bit. I'm going to pop this in the V. Alright, that's what I've got so far. I'm not loving it, I'm not gonna lie. Now I'm going in and I'm gonna cut my crease. So I'm getting a really tiny brush and taking the tiniest amount of my Shape Tape. Now going back in with that same brush that I had before, starting with Level Up, I'm going to pop this on my inner corner. Then into Rage Quit, and then I'm going to go in with Player One. So Rage Quit on the centre. Gosh, these colours look almost identical on the eye. And lastly, into Player One. Okay, I'm not quite sure where my card cut out. My card's full apparently, but I've gone ahead and I've done Player One on this outer bit here, and I've just blended it into Rage Quit and 8-bit, which is the blue. I think I'm happy with the way the top lid looks. There's a few colours that I'm not 100% happy with, but actually I might run. I'm just going to go back into High School, which is the orange, on this small Suva brush, and just re-intensify this colour here and see if it just comes off so patchy on the skin. Even with a really dense brush, like here, it looks really streaky. I feel like a bit of a clown, to be honest, but I'm kind of living for it. Now, I have gotten a fair bit of fallout under my eyes, as you can see, from like the the dragging down motion with my colour as I was placing it down on the lid, because I wanted it really like kind of blocky, but then I went ahead and blended it. It's kind of flicked the pigment down under my eyes as I've dragged it down. It's kind of flicked that pigment under my eye. But I must say, I don't hate it. If you can see how it looks almost like a, I don't know, like the kind of sun rays and how it beams off it. I don't fucking know. But yeah, I don't hate how it looks, but obviously there's fallout and everyone's against fallout. But I'm going to clean this up because I do have one more colour to use now. Okay, so I've done my base and my highlighter is popping. Holy dooly, that is beautiful. I'm wearing the Benefit Cookie highlighter in case you're wondering. On my lips I have one of the Bare Minerals Bare Pro lipsticks over the top of lip balm. Not sure what colour it is. You'll see it in my haul. So I've done everything else. Now, I only have this one to use. Game over, but I think I'm going to do more than just game over on my bottom lash line. I'm running out of breath. I just ate lunch and I'm like, whew, need a napper. So game over, I don't want to do it all along my lower lash line because I feel like it's just going to look like I have like bloodshot irritated eyes. So I'm thinking I will like blend it in to a combination of the colours. So I might start with 8-bit, which is the blue 8-bit, and then connect the lower to the top outer corner here. Oh my god. I definitely ate way too much for lunch. And then I'm going to go into Game Over, which is the red. And then I might do Level Up and then High Score, just to tie them into the top lash line a bit more. I think it'll blend a bit better too if I do that colour combo. And High Score basically on the inner corner. I might switch to a pencil brush for that just to get it into the inner corner nicer. This is the final look using the Sugarpill Fun Size Palette. So my final thoughts on this palette. I honestly don't think I would recommend this to you. I think it's a lot of work. I think some of the colours are quite inconsistent in the formula. You get hard pan if you stick your fingers in there too much. I think that some of the colours are quite hard work. So for a beginner, I don't think I would recommend this to you. I think it is a pricey palette for like $40+ for Australians. I don't think it's worth it for a 9-pan palette. I'm a bit disappointed in this. I think the look overall, the end result looks really nice. I think in the end, after playing with it, it looks nice, but I don't think it's a beginner friendly colourful palette. I think it's a really stiff formula. I think it's quite a dry formula and it really requires that packing motion, like that very pressed pigment-esque technique to work with these. They don't really pick up all that greatly. I don't know. I'm quite disappointed with this palette. I'm glad that if this is the normal Sugarpill formula, I'm glad I brought this before buying and investing in a massive palette. I've heard such great things about the Sugarpill formula, but this just doesn't live up to the hype for me. I think that it's a nice color story. I was really excited to try this and to get this. after all the drama that happened with the shipping and all that, you heard about that rant in the start of the video. But I just don't think it's worth the price that they ask for it. I don't think it's the best formula. I certainly don't think it's the best colourful formula that I have tried. I think compared to other colourful palettes in my collection, it is quite difficult to work with. And I think some of the colours can come up quite patchy on the skin if you aren't careful. They do seem to blend nicely into each other. Like when I look closely, they do blend nicely into each other. There are a few areas like with 8-bit, it's a little bit patchy on the wings. The colour high score, when I was adding more colours to this front inner corner of the cut crease here, it kind of disappeared the colour, and it doesn't seem to apply evenly from the brush. The rest of the colours are quite nice. Level Up and Rage Quit, I don't know if they exactly needed to be in the palette because they both look very, very similar on the eye, especially when you lay them next to each other. There's like hardly any difference between them on the eye. So I think these two could have been, one of them could have been swapped out for a different colour, maybe a yellow instead of this mustard yellow, like keeping the mustard in there but actually having a like proper yellow in this palette. I think that would be really nice and tie in really nicely with the rest of the colours. Out of all the colours, like out of all potential colours in here, that's probably the one that is, I think in my opinion, really missing. I think a yellow in this palette would have been really nice. You could have put the yellow on it on the inner corner as like your inner corner highlight. I've done that a few times with other palettes before and it's looked really nice. I think if I paired this with other shimmer shadows or something like that, it would look really nice. And to be honest, out of all the all matte looks that I have created before in my lifetime, it's probably only been like maybe 3 looks. This is probably one of my favorites, but it was a bit of work. Oh, I will say, if you are really concerned about staining, I would steer clear of this one. I think that the reds and the 2 pinks here will definitely stain your lids quite a lot, because I ended up with some staining on my arms. If you're in Australia, wait till Glam Raider restocks this and get it from Glam Raider, because it works out cheaper and the shipping is a lot quicker than getting it from the Sugarpill website. I would definitely recommend using a sticky base, not setting the base, and really using a dense brush and pushing it into that sticky base to get the colour payoff. I think if you are blending with this, it's just going to end up as like a colour wash. Make sure you let me know down in the comments box if you had any trouble using this palette, whether you found any of your shadows got hard pan, or if you had any troubles getting them to stick to your eye. I would love to know how you troubleshooted all those issues down in the comments box. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up if you liked this video. Also, if you're new around here, I hope you would consider subscribing down below so you can keep up to date on all my videos. I generally do videos twice a week, and I also try and go live at least once a week. That's it for this video, everyone. I hope you're having a fantastic day, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.